Yeah, they're very difficult fixtures, I think, regardless of when you go. But I think for us, I think we're just trying to attack the game in our way, as we have done in recent weeks. I think we've had really good preparation to our games. The players seem to be enjoying themselves. Entering the game in the right frame of mind to play. And we've got to try and hit that sweet spot again without any distractions. I'm sure the players will be ready for the games. I think when we play at our best, we do share the goals around. I don't think there's ever been one consistent source, and we don't want there to be, because then it's easier to stop. For me, it's about the team functioning and enabling everyone to be creative and productive. So we're seeing different players contribute in different games. That pleases me no end. Of course, Alex, being our number 9, will want to score. But for me, I want goals from a huge range of different players, and I think we're seeing that, and that's great for us. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think if you can, the ideal is that you're not subjecting the same players to 90 minutes every game. I don't think that's going to do anyone any good at this stage of the season, when the games come thick and fast as they are. So given a chance to take Anthony off or Alex off at any time, I will try and take that opportunity, while giving players opportunities to play as well that are desperate to play. But what I can't do is do it to the detriment of the team. I've got to get the balance right, and I was pleased with the subs impact against Aston Villa.
Just asking about Martin Dúbravka. Obviously, at the time there's a lot of speculation of his future. He's been trusted to pick 3 clean sheets in 4 games. He must be delighted with the character and the quality.
Yeah, very pleased with Martin. I think it's never easy to come in for a goalkeeper in any situation when you haven't played for a while, because again, it's about rhythm and it's about confidence. But Martin's picked it up from minute 1. I think he's distributed the ball really, really well. That's been a huge thing in his game. I think that's always been there. I think against Aston Villa, think back to a number of aerial claims, catches that he's taken under pressure. He's dealt with that aspect really well too. So I'm really pleased with Martin.
What kind of a character is he behind the scenes? Because as you say, he's very, very patient.
I'd say low maintenance, which is great from my perspective. He's not someone that needs a massive amount of contact time from me. He works really, really hard with the goalkeeper coaches in his training. Adam and Schwan care about all the goalkeepers that they have. Of course, they at times have to prioritise the work with the goalkeeper that's playing, but I see Martin at his maximum level every day. And he's, because of that training attitude, then when he does get to come into the team, he can hit the ground running as he has.
Obviously, 2 seasons ago you got the Champions League, last season Villa got the Champions League. There's been argument that it's close shop, that you can't get in there. This year, probably even more than the last 2, with Man City being consistent, Man United where they are at the bottom half of the minute. It feels like there could be slots there for a Newcastle, a Forest, a Bournemouth, teams who, would not be part of that close shop necessarily.
I think there's always an opportunity, but I get your question. This year seems unpredictable in terms of results. You see Chelsea lose today, and there's upsets most weeks. I think that's great for the Premier League. I said this before. I think it's great for the Premier League that you never quite know what's going to happen. That unpredictability, I think, brings excitement. And I think the challenge for us is to be the team that is consistent and to be the team that can produce results when not expected. And I think we're going into a run of fixtures now which will really test us. But it will probably be one of the deciding factors on where we finish. We're going to some tough away grounds, but we look forward to those and try and continue on good form.
And you touched there on kind of freshening things up and keeping it, but actually, in the last 2 or 3 games, and not second-guessing your team, but it feels like at the moment it's fairly easy to pick your team, which it hasn't necessarily been at various stages this season. It hasn't felt like players have made themselves undroppable, if you like. I know you'd say no one's undroppable, but at the moment there are players who you will find it really hard not to pick, and that must be great from your point of view.
Yeah, no, I agree with the question. I think early season I was chopping and changing because I wasn't happy with what I was seeing, and then it's a vicious circle because then I was carrying on chopping and changing because I wasn't happy again. The ideal situation is that you're seeing what you like and you don't make too many changes to that team, and if you do, you're bringing in someone who's ready to take their chance as well. You're not making wholesale changes because that's never good for the rhythm of the team. So the team's picking itself to a degree with how we're playing at the moment, and obviously I hope that continues.
Scott, Lee?
And in this fixture against Man United, Newcastle down the years experienced so much pain in this fixture. Last year was an opportunity to beat Man United. Do you see the current game you've got against them as a big chance to finally put on a big performance for fans at Old Trafford?
Well, I think every time you play is an opportunity. That I've always had that belief as a player, as a manager, that you never know what's going to happen. It's a blank canvas. What can we achieve in this game? That's going to be down to our attitude, firstly. I think it's a fixture that we should try to attack, give our best, try and keep the rhythm and momentum that we've got, and show the best version of ourselves. I think we have to be ourselves in this game. There's no point. And this is our attitude. Wherever we go, we have to know what Newcastle's going to turn up. We've seen that in recent weeks, and it's been a real positive for us.
Feels like the players can't wait for the next game now, whereas in the past that hasn't been the case. You've almost gone to the break now, and you seem very hungry.
Well, I hope that we are hungry, and I hope we are looking forward to this game, and I hope we're ready for it, because it's a big test for us. It's a big opportunity, as I said a second ago, and we'll try and grab it if we can.
Thanks. Go to Craig and then finish with Martin.
Any approaching the end of the year to reflect on this sort of thing, but a bit of debate as to where Alexander Isak ranks in world football now in terms of strikers. I'd say the big three the past year have been Kane, Lewandowski and Haaland, and argue Alex is probably the better person than that three right now. What would you say to that sort of thing? Is it ever think about, or where is he best in the world?
That's not something I waste my time thinking about, to be honest. I understand that you have to. No, I think my biggest thing with Alex is that, of course, I'm evaluating his game on a daily basis, weekly basis, and I just want to try and push him for more. I'll let everyone else see where he is in the pecking order of world football. For me, his game's in a good place at the moment, but my job is to not sit back and appreciate that. My job is to try and find areas that he can improve, push him towards that, and never stop pushing him, because he has all the ingredients in there, but football never stops changing and evolving, and he needs to evolve and change with it.
Sorry, just quickly on that, you compared Simon to Alexander earlier in the day.
I think you did, but I backed it up.
You went along with it.
I went along with it.
Definitely helped us out. Is there anyone who Alexander Isak reminds you of?
You've put me on the spot there. No, not off the top of my head that I can go right. For me, he's that kind of player. For me, when I first saw Alex, I was instantly taken with his game. I loved how he played the game, how he expressed himself, and I still enjoy watching him play even as his manager now, and I enjoy aspects of his game greatly. And but as I say, I have a different view to it than most people, because I need to find the things that's going to make him better, and I can't stop on his behalf.
Thanks, Craig. Just Martin to finish.
On a similar theme there, is there anything new you can tell us about Alexander in terms of his character and what he's like in the dressing room?
I mean, he's calm, he's cool. He is what you see on the pitch. He doesn't really get flustered or overly emotional, which I think for a striker is a great quality, because he's that coolness that you see and calmness in front of goal is part of his personality, and it's what makes him the player that he is. He seems to have an extra half a second when other players don't. But I also think with Alex, he does want to improve, and this is the beauty of his attitude, is that he, when we give him information and we're talking to him about his game, he's responsive. He's not a closed shop. He's not in any way thinking that he's arrived at a certain place and that's it. He knows that he has to keep adding to his game. Premier League defenders are trying to stop him, so the challenge is great for him to continue to score freely as he is now.
If there was a percentage mark for him in terms of his potential, where is he at?
I don't know. I think there's a lot more to come from him. Our job is to help him deliver that. But of course, the main responsibility is on Alex to keep his focus, ignore all the plaudits. And I'd say the same if he's in a bad moment, ignore any criticism, stay focused on what you're doing. And of course, he's got to play his part in helping the team. He can't be selfish. It's got to be about the team and it's about Newcastle. And he plays his part more than anyone in that.
The last one, I think, is something like 1 league win in 50 years at Old Trafford. How important is it to win that game?
Yeah, I think whenever you get a statistic like that, you of course, you want to change it. I think the Aston Villa one coming here today was hit at me a number of times before the game, but it doesn't really mean anything. We still have to play the game, and this is a unique game, and we have to try and win it, and that will be the same for Manchester United.